Hello and welcome to the Frame Podcast. My name is Craig, and this week we are going to be talking about House of the Dragon. We are back with Season 3. We're going to talk about the events that I went to this week, as well as the episode that is coming out at the time of this episode dropping. So, let's get right into it. Firstly, if you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button. If you're on the socials, make sure to hit that follow button. Like, comment, share, all of that stuff, because it does mean a lot to us, so thank you very much. So last week, Charlie talked about Toy Story 5, which is currently now in theatres, and the week before that, Ben talked about Disclosure Day. Two very good episodes. If you haven't gone to watch those, or check those out, or listen to them, go and do that, because firstly, it does mean a lot, but secondly, they're two very good episodes, so go and look at those as well. Like I said, I'm talking about this week is House of the Dragon. Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon is back. Season 3, Episode 1 dropped at the time of this dropping. I saw it 2 weeks ago, and it was one of the best experiences of my life. Firstly, I want to talk about the events I attended prior to watching the episode, as well as the premiere itself, and then we'll get right back into talking about the episode. There will be obvious spoiler warnings throughout this, just so you are aware. But like I said, spoiler warning, obviously, so if you haven't watched the episode at the time of listening to this, then just come back later and let us know all your thoughts, because we want to know them. But I attended the House of the Dragon world premiere. Prior to that, I also attended an intimate Q&A with the cast, Team Green and Team Black, hosted by the incredible Jamie East, who you may know from podcasting, etc., etc. But he's a great guy, so we were able to watch the Q&A, and some incredible creators asked some questions, including the Game of Thrones historian. We were in the presence of the encyclopedia of Game of Thrones, and even the cast themselves know exactly who she was, and that was a great experience. But yeah, we got to see all of the cast, all of them in person. Being able to be in such a small space, listening to them talk, answer some questions, and they were all so great, so lovely, so welcoming. And we also got some group pictures as well. So they're on my socials. I'm going to plug it in here. I've got some pictures on my socials, so go and check those out, because I was behind on the Team Black picture. I was behind Rhaenyra. I was behind Emma Darcy themselves. And damn, that was cool. That was cool. But that's not the only thing, right? So as we're leaving, I go to give Matt Smith, the Doctor, Damon himself, a little spud, just, why not? He instead declines, and he wants to dap me up and give me a hug. Isn't life complete when that happens? But that was such an incredible experience. And I'm hugely grateful to HBO Max and TikTok UK for inviting me down, and I feel really, really privileged to be able to attend events like that. I've been doing TikTok now for only a couple of years now, and being able to attend events like that is mental, absolutely mental. I also got this. It was technically for our phones. If you can see that there. It was technically for our phones, but whether you want it as a pencil case or whatever, it's a pretty cool gift to go with. So I'm not complaining, because we went to the world premiere. Like I said, I know. I attended the world premiere for House of the Dragon. That still doesn't feel real saying that. Yeah, I attended the world premiere for House of the Dragon and got to watch the first episode of the big screen, with an intro from the HBO Max president come over from the UK. As well as the showrunner for House of the Dragon, and then the entire cast came on. I think a couple of people were missing, which is a shame, but most of the cast were there, which was genuinely mental, even though I saw them a few days prior. But it was still really, really cool. But before we actually got to watch the first episode, a couple of people walked in, and so their names are Sam and Daniel, but you may know them more as Maekar Targaryen, I think I pronounced that right, Maekar Targaryen, and Lionel Baratheon from Knight of the Seven Kingdoms. They were the nicest people ever. They introduced themselves to me like I didn't know who they were. Obviously, Daniel, you may know from The Gentleman as well. And Sam, he's been in pretty much everything from Legend to, Night of the Seven Kingdoms to a plethora of other things. He is just a phenomenal actor as well. And they were proper nice. Took a picture of me, shook my hand and said, have a great night. And, started off the night brilliantly. And then, of course, we watched the first episode of House of the Dragon, which was absolutely mental. Hearing that theme tune, hearing that score on the big screen was genuinely one of the best things I've ever heard. I was levitating in my seat listening to that score play on the big screen in the Odeon cinema. I've never heard anything like it. It's so good. It's so, so good. What Ramin did with that score was mind-blowing. Also, he was outside, and, I just said hello to Ramin, Djawadi outside. Just mental. But watching this episode was genuinely mind-blowing on the big screen. And like I said at the start, this is another spoiler warning. I'm going to get into the episode now, so if you haven't watched the episode yet, like I said, come back to us, whether you're on socials or on YouTube or any of the any places you get your podcasts. Just let us know all your thoughts about House of the Dragon Season 3, Episode 1, and Season 3, and Season 2 and 1 as well. Let us know all your thoughts about this series in the comments, because we'd love to know what you think about it. And like I said, a little plug again, make sure to follow, subscribe, whether you're listening on wherever you get your podcasts, or you're watching on YouTube, or you're watching some clips on socials. Make sure to go and give us a follow, subscribe, like, comment, share, all that stuff. It means a lot to us. And myself, Ben, and Charlie are very grateful for all the support you've given to us recently. In regards to the first episode, let's get into it. I'm going to pose a question to you as the viewer very quickly. Are you, the viewer, Team Green or Team Black? I want to know all your questions and thoughts about that in the comments. I want to know whether you're Team Black or Team Green. Let me know in the comments. For me personally, I'm Team Black. I am Team Targaryen, Team Rhaenyra. That's just my personal preference. And before I go into this episode, I also haven't read the books. I'm just a Game of Thrones and House of the Dragon TV watcher. Whether you rip me apart for that or not, it is what it is. But I will read the books, I promise. But that's just a very quick warning. I also am very bad with names, so if I, forget a name of a dragon or whatever it may be prepared, because I'm not that good. I'm no Game of Thrones historian. All right. This episode, though, what we like to do on this show previously is give a rating out of 10. I saw the episode at the time of recording this last week, and at the time it drops 2 weeks ago. My rating for this episode, I would say a strong 9 out of 10. I would say it's easily one of the best Game of Thrones House of the Dragon episodes I've ever seen, and I'm looking forward to watching it again. I don't know if the big screen sort of influenced my viewing a bit, but I thought it was an incredible episode, absolutely incredible episode. I genuinely am shocked still thinking about the scale and what went into this episode. So, like I said, we got an intro from the showrunner. And he said that, the amount of people that were set on fire, the amount of fake people they used for bodies, the amount of stunt doubles and actors they used, and it's just the scale that went into this. Listening to that and then watching this episode, you can understand why, because it's genuinely unbelievably huge. And I think when it comes to battles on TV or film, you generally tend to think of like Lord of the Rings or perhaps maybe Star Wars. I don't know if Star Wars is a good one to say, but you definitely think of Lord of the Rings, right, when you think of battles. And I think the Battle of the Gullet is up there with some of the best battles that we've seen on a screen. I don't know if you agree with that as the viewer, but I do think that the Battle of the Gullet is genuinely brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I thought this episode, like I said, was incredible. So let me get into some of the. Let me break this down a little bit, and let's go back to what we just watched. Of course, one of the main things I'm going to start towards the end of this episode, which of course was what happened in regards to Jacaerys. Jacaerys, however you pronounce it, didn't expect that. Didn't expect that at all. I knew we were going to get a Battle of the Gullet in this episode. From the trailer or word of mouth, I knew that was coming, right? I have absolutely no idea what happened in the Battle of Gullet, so I wasn't aware of what happened in it. I just was aware of what was coming, right? So to see Jacaerys fall down with his dragon into the water, you know, what happened with the dragon was tough, right? I like seeing these dragons in action, but seeing them fall down or end up dying or whatever is tough to watch. And seeing him fall down into the ocean, it was tough. And then you see Jacaerys come back up, right? He's grabbing the plank of wood, he's back up, boom. 1 arrow, 2 arrow, 3 arrow. The silence in this cinema, you could hear a pin drop, right? I didn't expect that, and I know some people would have expected that in the cinema. But the gasp you heard out of it, out of people, after it went silent was crazy. Was crazy. And all that means is that Queen Rhaenyra is going to go on some sort of crazy rampage. Because, like I said, I have no idea what happens in this, right? But we know from the trailer that Queen Rhaenyra, she's going for it. She's going through it. Obviously, lost 2 sons now, right? She's lost 2 sons. One to the High Towers, and one to the Battle of the Gullet. She's ready for war, man. She's ready for it. And we know that sort of Alicent is trying to sort of mediate it a little bit. They're both trying to stop it, I guess. But I think Rhaenyra now is on a path. I think Daemon is just going to go all out crazy like he usually is. Aemond is nuts. I mean, can we talk about Aemond for a sec? I mean, in that first episode, I mean, did that happen in the book? The kiss with Alicent, did that happen in the book? What was going on there? Because that kiss was awkward as fuck, right? That was the weirdest fucking thing I've ever seen. I've never seen someone more awkward, and Alicent obviously went through it there with we saw the tear falling from her eye, and that was tough. I don't know if that was she's scared of Aemond, or that was she's expecting him to die. I don't know. I don't know what his fate is in this book or this show, right? So I don't know what she was expecting, but damn, that was weird. That was weird to watch. But Aemond is a character. Aemond is something, right? And with what happened in the last season with Aegon, I just don't know where this guy goes, man. I don't know what his path is. I don't know what he's going to do next. He's so unpredictable. He's a bit like Daemon in that matter. He's so unpredictable. So yeah, I'm super excited to see where this goes with this series. With these 2 characters, and obviously with Alicent and Rhaenyra. It's a really fascinating show. I feel like this episode will really bring those people back that were disheartened or really didn't like season 2. Because I know season 2 got a lot of hate. I don't know what you thought as a viewer, but season 2 got a lot of hate. I personally didn't understand the hate. I quite liked season 2. Now I know season 1 was better, obviously, but I thought season 2 was good, and I think season 3 will bring a lot of people back. Season 3, episode 1 was on a scale like no other. The battle scenes were incredible. The hand-to-hand combat was brilliant. What the Sea Snake was going through with leading that ship and captaining that ship, going around, that canyon was really exciting to watch, and obviously the other ship pursuing. I just thought the Battle of Gullet was great. The more I think about it, the more I thought that was great. That was class, right? What else happened in this episode? You obviously got Aegon. Aegon has left where he was holed up. He was in bed after what happened. He is now on his way to what it seems like Rhaenyra. God knows why. I couldn't tell you why. Don't come for me for that, because I absolutely have no idea. I think from the episode, him and his the other bloke, whatever his name is, could come for me. They're obviously on their way somewhere to Rhaenyra. For what purpose? I don't know. If you can let me know more of that in the comments, perhaps I'd love to know. But that's what perhaps I didn't really like. I think I don't really understand what's going on with Aegon. In that sense, I don't know if he's trying to escape Aemond or if or what. I know obviously he's quite scared of Aemond, because who wouldn't be? He's nuts. what else happened in this episode? Like I said, forgive me on names, forgive me on all of that, because I'm not that well versed in the names of some things. But you got those three guys in the last series were bonded with the dragons because they obviously got Targaryen blood, and they're on this island waiting for someone to show up. And the humor in that was great, right? The humor in that was really, really good, and it wasn't forced. It wasn't like, it didn't feel like it was out of place. It was right, and that's what I liked. When you've got the scale of like the war and the battle, and you know the emotion in parts of House of the Dragon, a little bit of humor, if it works really, really well, and that's what I think was in this episode. I think that humor worked really, really well. I don't know what you think as the viewer, whether you didn't like it or not, but I thought that was quite good. Um, I don't know. I'm probably missing a couple of things because I watched it almost 2 weeks ago now, so I will be watching it again at the time of this dropping. But this is what comes to mind. The scale of this episode was huge. Battle of the Gullet lived up to the expectations that I had in my head, whatever that was. As a Game of Thrones, George R. R. Martin fan, what do you think as the viewer? Did this battle live up to their expectations? Was it exactly what you wanted? Was it not? I'd love to know all your thoughts in the comments about this battle and whether it lived up to your expectations from reading the books or not. But overall, like I said, a really, really, really strong episode. Emma Darcy is a powerhouse, and I can't wait to see what they do next. We also got some new additions. James Norton, I think that's his name, is in this as another Hightower. And I can't remember his name, but obviously the bloke from Sons of Anarchy is in this as well, which is perfect. Is a perfect casting. But overall, like I said, a very, very strong episode, and I'm quite pleased with the direction it's going. And I think that's a good place to stop it, because I think I've covered exactly all I can remember. But like I said, make sure to let us know all your thoughts about House of the Dragon Season 3, Episode 1 in the comments, because obviously it drops at the same time as this. And if you haven't already, make sure to give us a like, comment, and share on here. If you're listening on whatever you listen to your podcasts on, if you give us a follow, that would mean a lot. If you could rate this episode or rate us as a whole, that'd be great. We will probably be back next with, I think Supergirl comes out next, because we talk about everything on this. And like I said, go and listen to Charlie's discussion on Toy Story 5 or Ben's discussion on Disclosure Day. They're a lot of fun. They're great to listen to. And they're not too long as well. They're perfect timing, just as much as this is. A 20-minute episode is exactly what you want to listen to, and doesn't go on too long for when you listen to it. So, like I said, thank you again for watching. Thank you for all your support for the Framed team. And we will see you in the next one.